out.
Today we're attempting to rewrite history of the Martinsville playoff chaos of 2017 as this guy, Chase Elliott, as our objective is beat Denny Hamlin and objective 2, win the race, but the main one beating the FedEx Toyota Camry number 11. We are in the number 24 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Chase Elliott as the final 100 laps of this Martinsville race kicks off, and we have some work to do. We're just outside the top 10. This race, of course, always a staple in playoffs when it comes to NASCAR and always has some chaos. We know that's going to happen. We just saw it in real life this past weekend as we get underway on these opening laps. Martin Truex Jr. to the lead over Kyle Larson as we come to 99 laps to go. I myself settling in just outside the top 10, getting up to the inside on the 22 of Joey Logano, the 43 of Almirola, rookie right there, Eric Jones for Furniture Row, and the 77 just in front of us here. Now, as we are doing this again on an R2003, you might notice a little bit of a UI change. I've been kind of messing around trying to make the game look a little bit more presentable and better, and I've got some more things on the way coming forward as well. One thing that you will notice, and this is a short track problem with mods, we are having to kind of run traditional NASCAR rules from back in the day, like from 2003, because the mods won't really allow modern double file restarts without issues. It basically just stacks up the field and nobody can restart. So it's like half the field goes, half the field doesn't, because lap cars are trying to get out of the way, but they don't have enough time on a short track on this game to get out of the way. So we will see single file restarts, but all lap cars will make it double file and go up to the front of the pack on the inside. So that will make it interesting. If we see cautions, we might go green the whole way. We are already 10 laps through. You see in the top left, 89 laps to go as I'm trying to navigate around 9th place Eric Jones. We've gained a couple of spots in these opening laps, and that just came in that initial start of this race, and here I am up the inside of the 77, but can't quite make it work. And I was looking for ways, and I was discovering that the second lane was quite strong now. Was actually Jimmy Johnson, and the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet had found a way up my inside as we crossed the stripe with 86 laps to go, and here I am jumping up to that second lane now, looking for an overtake on Eric Jones on the exit of turn 2 down this backstretch, and you can see that momentum is there as we roll down into turn number 3, and we hopefully can complete this pass right here on the exit of turn 4. Look in the mirror at the top of your screen, not quite clear yet. Jones not going to make it easy. This would continue on to 84 laps to go, still on the outside of the 77 here as we exit 2 down this back straightaway now, and turn 4 is really where some momentum is, but you can make the inside work in 3 and 4, but you want to be on the outside in 1 and 2, but you're likely not going to complete a pass through 1 and 2 alone, so you kind of want to be on the top on both ends of the track to try and actually complete a pass. So we get the job done there, moving ourselves up into P9. Next up is the 19 of Daniel Suarez, and you got the 2 of Keselowski, Kyle Busch all up there in front of us. Denny Hamlin running in the top 3 right now, having a very strong effort. Martin Truex Jr. out in front in these early stages now as we're coming up on 80 laps to go, and now working our way through some lap traffic. You got the number 55 on our outside. They're jumping up on the curb on the exit of 4, hurting my momentum for sure, but we would eventually have a way to navigate our way around this 55, and that was right here through 3 and 4, and just getting hard on the gas on the exit of 4, you get that momentum to clear, so we can focus back in on Suarez in the 19. Just under 80 laps remain in this race. Kyle Larson in the 42 having a strong effort as well. He always sucks back in the day for Chip Ganassi Racing at Martinsville. Of course, ever since he went to Hendrick, has certainly had a way higher success rate now as we're right to the back now of Suarez. So as tires wear and as the laps go on, definitely happy with the pace in this Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. So right on the back of the 19, but still, once again, passing is hard. It's like a next-gen cup car race. We know passing is so difficult nowadays when it comes to short track racing, as we're trying to navigate to the outside of the 19. Can't quite get there as we head down this back straightaway, though. He leaves the door open for us to lunge one up the outside into turn 3. There we go, alongside the Eras Toyota Camry, and on the exit of 4 we'll get the momentum again, and we'll get pretty even with Suarez as we come through to cross the stripe. Hamlin P2, just under 2 seconds between him and the leader of Martin Truex Jr. in the 78 for Furniture Row racing. As we exit turn 2, we'll get clear of the 19 of Suarez. We'll jump down in front now and move ourselves up into the 8th position. Next up is Keselowski, Larson, Busch, Harvick. How about Brendan Gaughan in the 75 running up inside the top 3 right now? A monumental effort there for the Las Vegas native as we have 69 laps to go at this point. Lap traffic still, of course, playing a heavy role. And if a caution comes out now, basically, like I said, it'll be old school NASCAR where it's single file for the front runners and then lap cars will make a double file and come up the inside line and go to the front of the field and try to race for their lap back. So it will be certainly an element that we have to pay attention to. That's the only negative really of recording this one on NR 2003. Anything that's not a short track, we can use modern NASCAR rules, but the short tracks, just the AI trying to get out of the way. The lap cars, they just screw things up and cause so many problems because they just don't have enough room, they don't have enough time. And now a shot to the back, a big shot to the back of the 72 of Colwitt, one of the lap cars as we exit 4, and Suarez is back up my inside, crash in front, Larson, contact with the 75, and caution's gonna fly. We're gonna lose a spot there to the 19 of Suarez. Kyle Larson and the 75 come together, replay immediately. You see 3 wide, the 42 simply hooks the 75. Larson causes chaos here in Martinsville. 3 cars involved, big damage there, and everybody would come to the pit lane under caution, including myself for 4 tires and fuel as we get ready to head back on the track. Martin Truex Jr. with a poor pit stop. He would end up losing the lead, so he will still be in front of us, unfortunately, as we're actually going to lose a position. Here's a 48, our teammate of Jimmy Johnson, who's going to get us right here on the pit exit. I was trying to avoid contact as Denny Hamlin would take the lead over the course of the pit stops over Harvick. Truex drops down to P3, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson 4th and 5th, and then it's going to be Keselowski, Suarez, Johnson, myself as we get ready to go back racing. And all the lap cars now on the inside, lead lap cars on the outside, back in the early 2000s type NASCAR style. Hamlin leads the way into turn 1, but he's got a lap car in front of him now as we roll through turns 1 and 2, and you're going to see the dynamic these lap cars play early on now, as Hamlin, though, is going to get clear of the 37, but who actually fights back up the inside. That's Chris Buescher in the 37 now. Harvick ready to pounce in second. What can the 78 of Truex do? I'm right up on the back of that number 55 to the outside as we cross the stripe now. So we run P9, and I'm looking for opportunities, but right now it's going to be difficult until we navigate around all this lap traffic. We're about halfway through this final 100 lap dash where this challenge takes place, and keep in mind it's a 2 objective kind of history rewritten today. Objective 1, the main thing, beat the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, who wrecked this 24 car, of course, in the late stages of this race in real life. And objective 2, win the race like Elliott was in position to do before he got spun out by that, of course, number 11 of Denny Hamlin. As we go down into turn 3 behind Jimmy Johnson, we get hit from behind. A bump and run there from the number 1 Chip Ganassi driver. That's Jamie McMurray, who gave us a shot to the bumper now as we cross the stripe. It's 50 laps to go as we are all in just a log jam right here now, as you got Keselowski just in front of Johnson. More chaos, but a contact with the 55 as we continue on. Now we'll jump back up the inside of the 55. Now chaos brewing in Martinsville halfway through this final 100 laps. Now you can see 3 wide just about there. Johnson, Keselowski, Kyle Larson as well. McMurray ready to pounce now as Larson's dropped back a little bit as we continue through 1. Out of turn 2, trouble. Crash out of turn 2. Busch involved. Truex involved, who was dominant early on. Caution is out again. We'll gain a few spots out of that. We'll take an immediate look to 33 way up the track out of turn 2. Bounces off the wall. Takes out Truex. I think Kyle Busch actually got through it unscathed, but unfortunately he loses a few spots trying to avoid it. So we would end up now in P7. Nobody's going to pit. We're all going to stay out for the rest of this race. We were able to get past 18 as well. We got past the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Speaking of Brad Keselowski, a lot of Elliott fans like to forget about it, but just before Elliott got wrecked in real life, don't forget, Chase Elliott absolutely shafted Brad Keselowski, so a lot of them seem to like to ignore that part now as we get ready to go back racing with Kevin Harvick now out in front in that number 4. It's going to be 43 laps of racing at Martinsville. That is not a lot of time whatsoever. We still need to make up a few positions. Hamlin runs in second, so obviously we'll need to gain 5 spots to beat that FedEx Toyota Camry number 11 of Denny Hamlin, who tries to get yet another Martinsville win. Hamlin, one of the top 3 drivers in history when it comes to Martinsville now, including of course that big category of Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson as well, of course no longer on the grid, those 2 drivers. Johnson of course does part-time races now as we are trying to navigate our way through this lap traffic so we can fight with the lead lap cars. We would get through them and now put some pressure on the back of the 1 and the 48. McMurray on the bottom, Johnson on the top, 38 laps to go. 2 lap cars in the mix in front. That's the 5 of Casey Kane, our Hendrick Motorsports teammate, as well as the number 7 car. So 2 lap cars in the mix of all these lead lap cars. Now is a little bit of a shot to the left rear quarter panel of Johnson. That allows us to get alongside. A little bit of door-to-door contact as well. He would still get clear with the momentum on the outside, so I said, okay, we'll jump up to the top. So we get up to the outside line here now. Harvick leads by a 1-second margin over Hamlin. Daniel Suarez in the number 19 up there in P3. Larson, McMurray 4th and 5th. Chip Ganassi teammates as we look to spoil that party. However, if we can clear that 48 car first of Johnson on the exit of turn 4, we get the momentum look in the mirror. That 48 going the wrong direction. Clear of Johnson, now side by side with McMurray. This would continue on. 29 laps to go at this point, and we are still on the outside of the 1, running out of time to get to the 11 of Hamlin now as we get to the outside of the 42. Larson trying to find a way around the 7, but it seems like the 7 and the 5 specifically have just enough speed to maintain with the lead lap cars. We clear the 1, we'll switch to the inside, dive up the inside of Larson in that Target Chevrolet, and now we will enter the top 5 as we exit turn 4. Drag racing with Larson, nearly contact there as we cross the stripe. 27 laps to go, jumping up the inside of the 7. This lap car hopefully will be the difference maker in us clearing the 42, but no, Larson, he fights back in that 42 down the back straight away, and he would get the momentum to clear us on the exit of turn number 4 right there. So we're going to have to find a way around this 42 with 26 laps to go. Caution is out again. We'll get an immediate replay here, and it was Paul Menard, the 33 car again, contact there. The 95 of McDowell involved, but the 27 and the 33 both go sliding. Caution flies. A pretty simple accident here. So we would get ready for now what's going to be a 20 lap dash from the 4th position. Harvick, Hamlin, Larson, myself, and McMurray, the top 5. 1 car between myself and Denny Hamlin as Harvick gets ready to lead the field back to the green. It's going to be a 20 lap dash here now. Harvick takes the green flag. We're back racing a shot to the back of Larson, and that allows them a little bit of a boost into turn number 1. 20 laps at Martinsville. Very short amount of time remaining now. We don't have much time to act and get on with it. We're a little bit slow on the exit of 2. A big gap between us and the top 3, but we should be able to dive into turn 3 quite aggressively, and just like that we gain some time back. Harvick clear though of the lap traffic. He's gonna set sail and run away and hope for no more cautions. Now Hamlin gonna try and follow his way through as I'm right to the back of Larson again, to the inside of the 42 now, as that's one of my favorite paint schemes, honestly. I love that 42 car. When they moved that red fade up higher on the car, it just looks so well on that 42 car. Now it always looked way worse when it was about halfway down the side of the car, as now Larson, he's dropped down to the inside. That's my opportunity to the outside of the number 42 now as we go into turn 3, right on the back of Hamlin. Harvick running away. The 2 lap cars side by side of Kane and the 7 as we head down this front stretch. Hamlin under pressure now from Larson, with 16 laps to go. That 42 trying to move his way into the runner-up position, but I think Hamlin's going to get the run off. Yes, he does. I can't keep with them. Hamlin would clear Larson, and I would now start putting some pressure on the back of that 42 once again. 14 laps to go from Martinsville to the outside of this Target Chevrolet, and Hamlin's now to the inside of the 5. Can he use that speed in that FedEx Toyota Camry to get past the number 5 of Kane and get a little bit closer to the leader of Kevin Harvick now, as we're on the outside still of that 42. We should clear him right here if we get the proper run off the corner, which we do. Clear of Larson into 3rd to the back of Denny Hamlin. Objective number 1 was beat Hamlin. Objective 2 was win the race. Well, Hamlin gets past the 5. I'm losing a little bit of patience. I knocked the 5 out of the way, although he's a Hendrick teammate, of course. We clear him on the exit of 4. Harvick now has 1 car between himself and Hamlin with 11 laps to go here from Martinsville Speedway under the lights. Now Hamlin right there moves up a lane. I couldn't pounce on it, and he would get past the 7. Hamlin, maybe the quickest car on track. He's running down Harvick with 9 laps to go, and now there's no one in between the two, and I'm trying to follow through as well. I think we've got just enough pace to fight for this win. We exit 2 alongside the 7. We should be able to clear him on the exit of 4, but I couldn't. We would continue this fight as Hamlin's to the back of Harvick, but not quite close enough to make a move. But we're close enough to maybe make a move on Hamlin. Caution flies with 8 laps to go, and it's going to be Paul Menard again turning the 43 of Almirola head on into the inside wall, collecting the 37 of Chris Buescher. Caution is out, and this is going to make things interesting because it's going to be a 2-lap sprint from Martinsville. Harvick first, Hamlin second, myself in third. We're not going to be able to win this race, but we could still beat Denny Hamlin, which was the main objective. Now it's all single file for a restart at this point. We're back racing now. We got to get past the 7 as quick as we can. 2 laps to go from Martinsville Speedway right to the back of the 11 of Hamlin immediately. What can he do? Harvick's trying to run away, but Hamlin has the momentum on the top. He runs away from myself, and he puts the pressure now on Harvick as we roll through 3 and 4, approaching the final lap. No caution, no overtime needed. We look to the inside of Hamlin, who struggles on the exit of 4. White flag in the air for Kevin Harvick, who's trying to punch his ticket into the final 4. Immediately, a shot to the back of the 11 into turn number 1. You remember what happened in real life when the roles were reversed. Hamlin dumped Elliott into turn 3. Well, here we go. The bumper to the back of the 11 into turn 3. We shove him up a few lanes. We're going to be wheel to wheel on the exit of turn 4. We're going to throttle up and contact with the 11 into the outside wall. We cross the stripe. Second place in Martinsville for Chase Elliott. We beat Denny Hamlin to the line with some chaos. We certainly used him up. Kevin Harvick wins the race, and Elliott completes 1 of 2 objectives. 1 beating Hamlin, but unfortunately not winning and getting into the final 4 as, wow, a chaotic ending there to beat the number 11 and reverse the roles of that finishing order in 2017. It's really a half accomplished one, as we didn't quite get the end goal of still winning the race. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.